All right, everybody. Good morning. Victory Monday continues on. Feeling, I don't know how good we're feeling, but the Seahawks did win, so you got to at least be feeling that good. And at the end of the day, this is a league where wins are precious. They're hard to come by. You rarely win in a blowout, and most games are close. So I think we can all live with a game that admittedly didn't go quite the way we wanted to, but still resulted in the W and has put the team in a situation where they are overwhelmingly likely to make the postseason. At least we can say that. So before we get into some of the details of yesterday's game, I want to do a little roundup on some of the injuries from yesterday because there were some. And I do want to go ahead and discuss this because we need to get on top of this. Remember, we have a game on Thursday. So any injury sustained by either side is very impactful. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. Right. So there were two pretty prominent injuries from yesterday's game. However, neither looks to be massively significant. And McDonald addressed both right after the game ended and indicated that things are fine. So Curtis Crabtree with the tweet here. Mike McDonald said he believes both Abraham Lucas and Derick Hall are fine. Abe Lucas hurt his shoulder. Derick Hall hurt his hand. Both guys left the game temporarily. I believe they went to the blue tent, but both players went back in and finished the game. So there was not, I think, huge concern here. I think there was a sense, a belief that both guys were fine. But according to McDonald, both guys made it out clean and should be good to go. Now, there is a thing called adrenaline, and sometimes a player can go back in when hurt and finish the game. But when the game is over and then they go sit down and they go sleep or whatever, they start to realize they actually have a bigger problem. So we need to keep an eye on this. We might learn something a little bit more unfortunate later today. But right now, looks like we made it out okay. All right, so that's the main thing. There was one other Seahawks injury from yesterday that people ask about, and I do want to go ahead and address this because I know that people are wondering. Charles Cross, as this X account here from Frank Corner on X points out, quite a few people did notice that after the field goal, Charles Cross went into the tent, and I think he was helped off the field. So quite a few people were like, okay, did Cross get hurt on the, I think it was literally the game-winning field goal, because it seemed like something happened. And I remember a couple people in my chat when I was doing the watch along stream pointed this out. And I think that there was some concern. Now, my belief and my understanding, according to the people who follow this team and are very close to the team, we're good. Charles Cross, nothing announced in the press box from Crabtree. Didn't see anything with Cross per Crabtree. Now, understand this is right after the game ended, so therefore there is always the possibility that something comes up or maybe something was not addressed that should have been that just slipped through the cracks. But according to Crabtree, there's nothing going on with Charles Cross. Maybe he just got hurt, but he didn't get injured. If you know the difference, there's getting hurt and then there's getting injured. So Did go into the blue medical tent, according to Frank Corner in this tweet, by the way. And I did personally didn't notice that. I was kind of distracted by everything else going on. But if there is something going on there, that's not good. But according to Crabtree, nothing to be concerned about. So that's the Seahawks. Those are the injuries that they sustained during yesterday's game that may have cost them to lose a player or two for at least a little bit. But that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good getting through a game with just that. So let's take a look at the Rams here real quick. They've got their own injury situation, and this one is significant, and it looks as if the Rams are already preparing to not have this player. Per Sean McVay from Adam Schefter, Davante Adams sustained a hamstring injury in yesterday's win over Detroit, and according to McVay, the injury did not look good, which sounds like he is going to be out. Playing on Thursday Night Football right after playing on Sunday. A tough game, by the way. A game the Rams won, but a game where Detroit pushed that Rams team pretty close. Quick turnaround. You're not going to be pushing it. You're going to be holding players out if you need to. You're going to be holding players out if the opportunity is at all given to you. And it sure seems like that an older player like Davante Adams is not going to be making it back. So as of right now, I think we can safely conclude there will be no Davante Adams for the Rams on Thursday. If McVay is already saying that it didn't look good, that's pretty definitive to me. Now, there was another little injury scare for the Rams yesterday concerning Puka. Puka Nacua had a injury situation in yesterday's game where it looked like he went down and got hurt and left for a little bit. But apparently, according to Aaron Andrews, during the game coverage, it was just cramps. So Puka should be fine. And remember, while the Rams did have Davante Adams last time we played them, they also didn't have Tutu Atwell. And make whatever jokes you want to make. Yes, Davante Adams adds some really valuable things to that Rams offense that they need. So does Tutu Atwell. So they're going to still have Puka, it looks like. No reason to believe he won't be out there. And while they won't have Adams, and Adams did do some things very well, remember that first game we played the Rams, he had 1 catch for 1 yard. Now, that 1 catch was a touchdown. Davante Adams was not a huge part of that win, though. And Tutu does add some downfield speed and some big play potential that Adams doesn't really add at this point in his career. So it is going to be a little bit different. It may not be as big of a drop-off as you're expecting. So yeah, Puka is fine. Every reason to believe he will play on Thursday. And that is about it for these two teams. It was far from the only injury update or injury occurrence yesterday during the games. Obviously, we all know about Pat Mahomes, ACL tear, out for this season, might miss part or even all of next season, theoretically. And then we got this. And look, the Mahomes thing doesn't really matter to us. The Chiefs were not going to make the playoffs anyway. This matters. Micah Parsons of the Green Bay Packers, a team that will make the playoffs in the NFC, looks like he's torn his ACL. We need confirmation later today, but looks like Micah Parsons is done for this year. Could be done for part of next year. And a player like him, the way that he plays, a torn ACL is an absolute devastating blow. So this drastically affects what we can expect to get in the playoffs. All right, so that's really about it. We'll see if we learn anything else about additional injuries later today. Remember, it is Thursday Night Football coming up, so we're going to have a quick turnaround. And I think that there could be some surprising absences because we're near the end of the season, guys. These Thursday night games right before the end of the season are brutal. So Micah Parsons out. That Green Bay defense, which has been really good this year, suddenly looks a lot less intimidating. And I think whatever hope you had for Green Bay to, if this holds, if his ACL is torn, Green Bay putting it together in time for that Super Bowl run that they were obviously hoping to have when they traded for Micah, kind of out the door. It's not going to happen now. Just too much. Too much is not working right now for Green Bay, and now they have this. Okay, See you guys later. Go Hawks. Just wanted to cover all that injury ground, and hope to see you guys soon. Good stuff. For the Seahawks, for the most part, doesn't look like anything too severe from yesterday, and we'll see about the other side. Okay, see you guys. Go Hawks. Check me out on Seattle Seahawks on SI. If you didn't see the video this morning, go check it out, and you'll learn a lot. Check my community tab. There should be a link there as well. See you soon.